Hello, fellow humans. Chris here again. Today, I just have a very short request for my liberal friends out there. If we could please stop glorifying Republican figures simply because they oppose Donald Trump. I would really appreciate it. Liberals, and probably to a greater extent Democrats broadly, have this history, this annoying habit of finding their way to the middle between themselves and Republicans, but typically finding themselves further to the right than the middle. So in other words, not really meeting in the middle, lowering their barometer more and more each year. We saw this happen last year with George W. Bush when some people on the left started this idea of embracing George W. Bush, not because he openly supported Joe Biden, because he really didn't, not because he clung to any semblance of progressive values, simply because he didn't endorse Donald Trump. That's all. He just didn't endorse Donald Trump. And now we're seeing it again. I'm seeing it from friends of mine through social media. I'm seeing it in the media. People like Joe Walsh, former congressman, and Liz Cheney, current representative, they are seemingly being glorified because they speak out against Donald Trump. And I want to clarify, I don't think there's anything wrong with addressing the fact that many public figures, prominent figures within the Republican Party, are turning against Donald Trump. That is newsworthy for sure, and it's probably a good sign, I would hope, for the long term. However, I really don't feel the need to give any kind of credit to these people, aside from the fact that you take somebody like Liz Cheney, who is staunchly anti-same-sex marriage, was supportive of Donald Trump for the vast majority of his presidency. Somebody like Joe Walsh, again, supporter of Donald Trump from the beginning. Only near the end of Donald Trump's term did he start turning against him and actually attempted to run for president as a Republican. But before that, he was a person who claimed that there had never been one instance of a woman needing an abortion to save the mother's life. This is somebody who suggested moats stocked with alligators as an immigration policy, and somebody who just basically thinks that we should all give up a big piece of Social Security and Medicare for the greater good. Anyway, point being, these are not Democratic partners. These are not progressive people. We don't need to embrace these people. It is a really sad thing, in my mind anyway. It's a very sad state of affairs when we come to a place where the bar has been measured so low that simply agreeing with the fact that that anything would be better than a Donald Trump presidency, because that's essentially what these people are saying. They're acknowledging that Trump was a horrible president. Liz Cheney, I mean, the greatest thing you could say about her is that she acknowledges that January 6th was fueled by Donald Trump's rhetoric. I mean, that's the best thing she has going for her, and that's about the most common sense, obvious thing you could possibly have a take on. It's good that she feels that way, and it's definitely a good thing if more Republicans are coming out and speaking against Donald Trump. But I would venture to say that it is more of a useful endeavor in our time and energy to push aside from the past and stop bringing up Donald Trump through these so-called Republican whatever they want to identify themselves as, and act as if they've somehow made some kind of heroic step. It's much more prudent to remember that these were the same people that helped him get elected in the first place. And much as I've said many times before, Donald Trump really didn't change in the last 5 years. He's the same person that he was. This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. What has happened with his presidency and how everything turned out is of no shock to me. So I just really find it kind of ridiculous. And it seems to me a lot of my liberal friends seem to want to credit these people. And one other thing I want to say about that, not just the glorifying of Republicans for being anti-Trump, but just talking about Trump in general. I don't know why, and again, I'm kind of outing myself here for the social media use, right? Which I have backed off on a lot lately, but I do notice from certain types of people and certain types of friends that I know, they just want to keep sharing pictures and memes and quotes of Donald Trump and try to juxtapose him with Joe Biden. And frankly, I'm getting tired of it. We voted him out, and if we could just let that story ride off into the sunset and start thinking forward, that would really be great. I would really appreciate it. That, and also, let's not pretend that we elected some kind of progressive major figure in the progressive movement, because we didn't, okay? I firmly believe that the vast majority of people that voted for Joe Biden in the primaries didn't actually do it because they thought that he was the ideal candidate that represented them and their ideologies. I really believe most of them voted for him because they felt that he had the best chance of beating Donald Trump. And, he did beat Donald Trump. That's great. Let's move on. Let's move past Donald Trump. And we don't need to waste our energy giving people credit just for making common sense takes much too late in the game. Anyway, that's all I have for right now. Thanks for checking me out once again. I'll be talking to y'all again very soon. Have a great rest of your day. And remember, don't be afraid to question the consensus.